Join me on a journey to embrace your Kavela life. Let's begin coming to our feet, coming to the top of the mat. Bringing the feet together, coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's roll the shoulders back. Maybe turn the palms out. Just arriving on our mat, keeping the gaze straight ahead or close the eyes if you feel comfortable. Slowly coming into the breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the nose. Begin to draw that breath deep into the lungs, the belly. Each breath, inhaling that positive energy. And with each exhalation, start to push out any negative energy you might be holding on to. Just let it go. On your next inhale, let's slowly float the arms up to the sky. Bring the palms together, exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale up. Exhale. This time, take a moment to maybe set an intention, dedication if you'd like. Let's inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's add on, slowly coming into our first forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Bring those fingertips down to the ground. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Rolling through the spine all the way up. Inhale, float the arms up. Bring those palms together, lift and lengthen. Draw the torso out of the hips. Exhale, press the hips forward, coming into a gentle back bend. Hands to heart. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Roll through the spine. Float the arms. Exhale, back bend. Taking this time to move nice and slow. Like water flowing. Make it feel good on the body, waking up the spine. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Rolling all the way up. Float the arms. Exhale, back bend. Hands to heart. We're going to add on here. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. So this time, let's step that right leg back. Left leg coming into our high plank. So remember to always modify when you need to. If you need to take the knees down or come down onto the forearms, if that's better for you, go ahead and do that. So holding here in high plank, just breathing, pushing the breath through the body. Make sure those shoulders are stacked over the wrist. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Draw the navel into the spine. protecting that lower back. Press the heels away. Waking up every muscle in the body here. Push that ground away. Feel that upper back opening up. And then let's lower the knees, the chest, chin coming all the way down onto the belly for baby cobra. Take the palms outside the chest, elbows to the sky. Peel the chest off the ground. Elbows are nice and close to the side body. Exhale, float it down. 2 more just like that. Legs are touching, toes are pointed. Exhale. Exhale. This time press into the palm, tuck the toes, coming in, downward facing dog. Lift hips up to the sky, sternum down to the ground. 2 breaths here. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Let that head just hang. Maybe pedal the heels, bend the knees, move the hips. Walk your dog. Or just find that stillness, feeling those hamstrings lengthening. And then lifting the heels, let's walk back up to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Roll all the way up. Float the arms. Inhale first, lengthen, exhale, back bend. Hands to heart. Nice. Inhale. Repeating that on the other side. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. This time, left leg. Right leg. Coming in for a high plank. And if you want, hold here or start to shift the weight forward and back. Just adding a little bit more. Working the feet, the calves, that upper body strength. And then find stillness. Come back to center. Knees, chest, chin, roll it down. All the way down onto the belly. Inhale, peel the chest. So each time maybe coming up a little bit higher. Waking up that lower back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Press through the palms, tabletop, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. We're going to add on from here, coming into our 3-legged dog. Floating that right leg up first to the sky. Extending through the right leg, squaring the hips and shoulders to the ground. Really extend through that leg. Let the chest drop closer. Maybe that left heel drops a little closer to the ground. Exhale, float that right foot to meet the left foot. Coming in to your downward facing dog. And then option to float through high plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your heart to the sky. Open the chest. Exhale, down dog. Left leg, 3-legged dog. Really extend through that left leg. Opening everything up, lengthening here. Warming up. And exhale, float that left foot to meet the right foot. High plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. 2 breaths here. And let's lift those heels, walk the feet coming to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Rolling all the way up. Coming back to mountain pose, Tadasana. Float those arms. Exhale, back bend. Hands to heart. Nice job. Inhale, holding here. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sitting down in that imaginary chair. Check to make sure the knees aren't going past the toes. Lift the chest up. Unshrug the shoulders. Slight pelvic tilt here. Sit down even lower. And then open the arms, dive down. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Walk, step, or float the feet. Come to your high plank. Chaturanga Dandasana, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Adding on here. Right leg floats up, 3-legged dog. This time, bend that right knee, stacking the right hip over the left. So really opening up that hip. Maybe flex the right foot. Let that left heel drop. Knee into the chest, stepping through for a low lunge. Coming in to low lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, sink the hips, gaze up. Breathe, holding here. Exhale, float the arms, frame that right foot. Tuck the toes. Back to your 3-legged dog. Exhale, float it down. Down dog. Other side, high plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg to the sky. 3-legged dog. This time bend that left knee. Opening up. Drop that right heel closer to the ground. Maybe flex the left foot. Draw that left ankle to the left glute. Feel that quad stretch. And then knee to chest. Step through, low lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, sink the hips. Gazing out. Breathe. Feel that right hip flexor lengthening, opening up. And then big arms. Frame the left foot. And let's flow it out. 3-legged dog. Exhale, float it down, down dog. High plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Nice job, everybody. 2 breaths here. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it go. Inhale. And exhale. Let's slowly float the knees down to the ground and come into our child's pose, making our way to our yin practice. Let those hips drop to the heels. Let the chest come to the thighs. Maybe forehead touches. Stimulating that third eye, the eye of intuition. Allowing you to trust yourself. Know that you are okay just the way you are. Just come back to the present moment. We're going to slow everything down. Take a moment to maybe assess the body, just noticing where you may feel a little tension, resistance. And start to just push the breath to those areas of the body. Just giving a little extra love, a little extra attention. Slowing the breath. Closing the eyes and just going inward. And taking this time for yourself. Let go of any chatter here in the mind. Just be really present in this moment. Let's slowly start to float up. Coming into a tabletop. And moving slightly towards the back of your mat, we're going to come into our melting heart to begin. So, focusing on the chest, the shoulders, the upper back here. So, make sure that your hips are over your knees. Shoulders are over the wrists first, knees or hips width apart. Remember, in our yin practice, we hold the poses for 2 to 3 minutes, so just take it really slow going into the poses and making your way out. So start to walk the palms forward, keeping the hips stacked over the knees. Walk the hands forward as far as they'll go, and when they can't go any further, start to slowly let your heart melt down to the ground. So you should start to feel maybe something in the shoulders, the chest, the upper back, the armpits. Try to keep the elbows and forearms off the ground if you can. If you can, it's okay. But this is all about opening up the shoulders, the upper back. So you can slowly let that forehead come all the way down to the ground if that feels good for you. Or if you're really opening the shoulders and you're not feeling much, start to shift the gaze towards the top of your mat and lowering down onto the chin. So you can just maybe do both and see what it feels like, the difference. And of course, stay with that breath. Avoid holding the breath here. Feel free to use any props you need for your practice, a block, a blanket under the chest. anything to help support you. So you want to try to totally relax the muscles. Little by little, the longer you stay in the pose, you might start to notice different things happening with the body. You might feel that tension resistance, that discomfort, then all of a sudden it kind of eases up, allowing you to maybe go a little bit deeper. In our yin practice, we're getting into the connective tissues, the fascia, those areas of the body that usually don't get worked, allowing us to make space, gain mobility, flexibility, increasing the blood flow. So there's a lot going on here physically. Inhaling that positive energy, positive thoughts. Exhale, letting go of anything negative. And let's slowly release out of this posture. So coming back up onto the palms. Let's slowly let the belly drop. And just take the arms alongside the body, palms facing up. And just either rest the forehead or turn the head to the one side, grounding maybe the left ear. Let the shoulders fall to the ground. Let the legs totally just kind of splay out here. Just totally relax. Getting a nice stretch in the neck. And then if your head is turned, take it back through center and just turn to the opposite side, maybe grounding the right ear. Let the shoulders drop. And from here, come back to center, take the palms outside the chest, and let's push up, coming back to a child's pose. Let those hips drop to the heels. And just coming here for a moment and transitioning through here. Float the arms alongside the body. And then inhale, float up to seated. So coming to a seated position here. Just going to turn to the side of my mat. I'm going to come into butterfly. So seated butterfly, bring the soles of the feet together. So the closer your heels are to your center, the harder it's going to be. So just do what feels right for you. Always listen to your body. If you need to take those heels away, go ahead and do that. So taking the hands to the ankles or onto the knees, whatever feels comfortable here. This is all about opening up the hips. Start to lengthen through the spine, crown to the sky. Try to relax, let those knees drop towards the ground. So for some, this posture might be really challenging to sit up tall. Could always use pillows or blocks under the knees for support. Just try to maybe roll the shoulders back, relax through the shoulders. Close the eyes. Notice if maybe you're leaning slightly forward. Start to stack the shoulders over the hips. So you can stay right here for a while. If you're feeling pretty good here and you want to go a little deeper, you can maybe start to come into a forward fold. So just do what feels good for you. If you're coming into a forward fold, it's okay to slightly round the spine. So again, remember the focus is on the hips, really opening up those hips. You may start to feel something in the lower back. So just be mindful, listen to your body here. Maybe walk the hands forward. Keep breathing. Inch your way deeper. Keep searching for that edge. Let those knees drop closer to the ground. Allowing the hips to open. If you're coming into a forward fold, maybe let that chest drop a little closer towards the ground. Beautiful. Feel the tension just leaving the body, maybe out the fingertips. Let's slowly from here start to walk the palms back into center, slowly releasing here. And then from here, we're going to extend the right leg forward, keeping that left sole of the foot inside the right thigh. And just coming into the same kind of idea here. Sitting up nice and tall first. And then maybe flexing that right foot. Allowing the hamstring to lengthen. So taking this wherever feels good for you. You can take the palms down to the ground underneath the knee and just start to let the chest fall forward, coming into a forward fold. Or if it feels more beneficial for you, start to maybe bring the hands down the leg towards the ankle, maybe towards the sole of the foot. So think about lengthening the back of the leg, that hamstring. Allow that breath to take you deeper. Maybe forehead to knee, maybe chest to thigh. Notice the different sensations in the body, where they shift. And let's slowly start to come back to center here, walking back. And then from here, we're just going to extend the left leg and switch legs. Just balancing out the body here. So that right sole of the foot is coming in, flex the left foot. Sit up nice and tall first. Just settle in, feel the sits bones grounding and just taking maybe the same position you did on the opposite side. Maybe if you had the palms underneath the knees, go for that, letting the elbows open up, let the chest drop. Or you can just walk the palms out onto the floor. And it's okay if you're not coming into a forward fold at all, just sitting here. Opening up the hips, lengthening the hamstring. Or if you did take the hands to the feet, the ankle, go for that. Whatever you do, just move slow. Allow the body to kind of fall into the pose. Surrender naturally. Not forcing it. Stay with that nice, deep, steady breath. The mind starts to wander, just come back to the breath. Focus on that positive energy flowing through your body. If you can, if the body allows, take that nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, go a little deeper. And slowly release, walk the palms back up, come back to center. And then extend that right leg forward. And from here, let's just slowly roll onto the back. Bring the knees into the chest. And let the feet drop down to the ground, bringing the knees hips width apart. We're just going to take a little gentle back bend here. So when you're ready on your next inhale, start to float the hips up to the sky. Just taking a counter pose to our forward fold. So don't force anything. Don't make this too intense. Just let it be gentle. Then exhale, float the hips down. Taking the arms out in T. Let's just windshield wiper the knees. So let the knees drop to one side, then drop to the opposite. And then let's just find stillness. So whichever side your knees are on, just holding there, coming into this supine twist. Start to gaze over to the opposite hand. So if the knees are dropped over to the left side, gaze over to the right. Nice deep inhale through the nose and exhale, let it go. Let those knees drop closer to the ground. And coming back through center, let's just let those knees drop over to the opposite side. So if they're coming over to the right, gazing over to the left. Come back to center. So from here, I'm going to actually show you the modification first since we're in this position. So we're going to come into pigeon or sleeping swan. So those of you who are practicing a while and can surrender into that pose, you can go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you there in a minute. But the modification, if you have sensitive knees, you can extend your right leg up to the sky, cross that right ankle over the left knee, and you're in the pose here. And just gently pressing that right knee away. We're opening up the hips. And if you don't have too much going on here, if this isn't challenging enough, You can make it more challenging, lifting the shoulders, head up off the ground, float that left foot up, take the hands underneath that left thigh, extending the right leg up to the sky. So you're creating like a figure 4 with the legs here. And the key is to keep pressing that right knee away. And little by little, start to draw the legs closer to the chest. You can flex the feet or point the toes, whatever feels good for you. So you'll start to notice a nice stretch in that right glute, maybe the left hamstring. So mostly that right glute. So you can stay here in this modified pigeon pose, or if you want to go for pigeon, you could come back to seated. And then bending that right knee, we're going to sweep that left leg back. So whatever is good for you. So this is a pretty intense hip opener. Start to walk that right shin parallel with the top of your mat. And really lengthen through the spine here first. Maybe even a little mini back bend. And then exhale, start to fold over that knee, coming onto the forearms or all the way down onto the chest. So if at any time you feel any pain in the knees, just release and just take that modification on the back. So it's getting the same benefits. One's not better than the other. And if you want to come all the way into sleeping swan, maybe bring the arms overhead, palms, hands in prayer. Let that forehead come down. Really allowing yourself to go deep into that right hip. Maybe bend at the elbows, floating those forearms up, bringing prayer hands behind your head. And if you're in pigeon, sleeping swan, you're going to feel that hip opening up, that right glute, the quad stretching, front of the thigh. Wherever you are, just breathe. Try to relax the upper body, the shoulders, relax through the neck, the jaw. Breathe through that tension, that resistance. Hold on to that edge, and when you find it, just breathe. Let the body do its magic here. When you're ready, let's slowly make your way out of pigeon. Start to come back onto the forearms, the palms. So if you're in that supine position, just staying there, that's fine. So we're going to make our way to the opposite side. So coming out of pigeon pose, let's maybe flow through a vinyasa. Let's tuck the left toes. Extend that right leg up to the sky. Just stretch it out. Three-legged dog. Exhale, float it down. And you can hold here or flow through high plank. Chaturanga Dandasana, if that feels good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Maybe pedal the heels, bend the knees, move the hips, just shake it out a little bit. And then let's come to the opposite leg, the left leg. Bend the knee, stack the hip. And then draw that left knee over to the left wrist, left foot over to the right wrist. And then if you're in that supine position, just switch legs, just repeating whatever you did on the opposite side. So slowly ease into the pose, coming down onto the forearms. So make sure you're not collapsing into the hip. Like, don't fall over. Try to stay nice and lifted here. Allow any of your negative emotions to just release. Out of the body, making space for all the positive things to come your way. Slowly start to make your way out of the pose, coming back up onto the forearms, the palms. And let's just take a vinyasa here. So again, if you're on your back, you can stay there. We're going to meet you. Left leg up to the sky. Three-legged dog. Exhale, float it down, down dog. Maybe pedal those heels, bend the knees. And then flow through high plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Nice job. And let's just float those knees down. Exhale, come into a child's pose. Stretch it out. Float the arms alongside the body. Inhale and then float up to seated. Let's just extend the legs out. So from here, let's meet everybody down on their backs, rolling through the spine. And then once you get down there, you can hug those knees into the chest. Maybe bring the forehead to the knees. If that feels good, take hands to opposite elbows. And release. Extending both legs up to the sky. Take the arms down to the ground, palms facing down. So if you're practicing at home, feel free to take the legs up the wall. And if you do that, you want to bring your butt as close to the wall as possible for support. So we're going to stay here for a couple of minutes. You can close the eyes. So just getting the blood flowing in the opposite direction. Can just fine. Supporting the weight of your legs. Feel the shoulders grounding here, the lower back grounding, the arms, the palms. Relax through the neck. Feel that nice, calm, peaceful energy flowing within. And from here, coming into happy baby, start to bend the knees, take the arms inside the thighs, flex those soles of the feet, and taking your peace sign fingers, wrapping them around the big toes or hands to ankles. Start to open the hips, flexing the soles of the feet. Use that arm strength to draw the knees closer to the ground. Again, you can, if you'd like, roll from side to side, massaging the lower back. Just feeling free here, feeling happy, carefree, just like a baby. No worries, no stress. So hang out here, or if you want to get one more last stretch in those hips, legs, maybe extend through the knees. And then slowly, if the knees are straight, start to bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together. Release that yogi toe grip, float the arms up overhead, and coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. So same pose we did earlier in class, seated. So now we're just reclined. Let those knees drop down to the ground. Let's take the right palm onto the belly the left palm onto the heart. Start to feel your breath. Feel the belly rise, the belly falls. Chest rises, chest falls. Close the eyes. Coming back to yourself. And just knowing everything that you have within you is all that you need. You can let go of anything that no longer serves you. You don't have to carry it with you anymore. So feel free to stay here or just make your way to Shavasana, our final Yin posture. Whenever you're ready, extending the legs, opening up the arms, palms to the sky, taking a lot of space, feeling really open here. Start to feel the body just melt into the earth. Finding that stillness in the body and mind.
Feel free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like, gaining all the wonderful benefits it provides. If you'd like to join me in closing out your practice, start to bring some movement into the toes, the fingers, the hands, the feet. Inhale, float the arms up overhead. Bend the knees, and slowly, when you're ready, just roll on to the right side, coming into a fetal position, just taking some deep breaths there. And slowly, keeping the eyes closed, just make your way back up to a comfortable seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, let's roll the shoulders back. Closing out our practice with 3 cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Thank you so much for joining me for practice today. I hope to practice with you again really soon. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up, coming onto your mat, taking care of your health, your physical, mental health. Come back to your mat again and again to come back to yourself. May there always be peace in your heart, peace in your words, and peace in your mind. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.
I hope you enjoyed your journey today. If you would like to see new classes, please remember to subscribe, like, visit our website at kavelalife.com, become a member on our Patreon account. By becoming a member, it allows us to create new classes. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Kavela Life. Thank you so much. Namaste.